Parliamentary Secretary to the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources of Canada. Mr. Guay, thank you so much for joining us on FMF TV.
Well, happy to be here.
Yeah. So, what does the world need to know about Canada when it comes to critical minerals, and what can we expect from Canada in 2026 that the world needs to know about?
I think what the world needs to know is that Canada is open for business, particularly for critical minerals. We have most of the critical minerals that the world needs, and the current Canadian government has created a major project office to actually accelerate the permitting, the financing, the exploration for all the critical minerals.
I mean, in Canada, obviously, would be a very mature jurisdiction when it comes to mining. They've been mining in Canada since the beginning of time. 2026, what might change in terms of how mining looks in Canada?
Well, a lot of the companies and the private industry would tell you that Canada is the best jurisdiction in the world once a mine is operating, and that's been like that for years. But they would also tell you that from a permitting perspective and to actually get a mine going, it was one of the complicated...
Not in my backyard kind of places.
Well, not in my backyard, but just the process, the bureaucratic process, getting through the permitting and all the rules would take a long time. And one of the biggest changes is the current government is massively focused on shortening the amount of time, deduplicating any jurisdiction, one permit, one review, doing approval within 2-year window as opposed to 5, 6, 7 years as they would have taken in the past.
Very interesting. And when you think about the minerals where Canada is biggest, gold, copper, nickel, gold, copper, of course, have been super hot in terms of price appreciation over the last year. Nickel, not so much amongst the battery metals. Is that the focus? Does the government have a particular interest in developing some minerals over others? I mean, obviously can't watch the news nowadays without hearing about the 17 rare earths.
Yes.
Is that what Canada's all focused on now?
It's not all focused, but we are very fortunate in Canada that we do have a lot of rare earth minerals. And we are focused on that, but that's only one of the focus. Yeah. The rest of our focus is also on the energy transition. We're also looking at lithium phosphate as some of the key elements, manganese, other precious metal, particularly in the use of defense in the future.
Of course, it's had a tough couple of years, year and a half anyway, right? And primarily has been the domain primarily of Australia, and if we're talking about from brine, from Central America,
from hard rock.
Hard rock. Got it. Yeah. But battery materials, I mean, lithium is obviously part of the lithium-ion battery, and you're still a big believer in the battery materials, despite the slowdown we're seeing.
There's two types of batteries, right?
Yeah.
There's LFP batteries also now,
right, yeah.
more and more in the future. It really depends on the usage. So, but, you know, what's the common element is lithium for both of those. So we truly believe in the future of lithium.
There's even lithium metal, which is coming on.
That is correct.
So another question for you. We're here at the Future Minerals Forum. You just came out of the Ministerial Roundtable. What do you make of it, and what do you make in general of the Saudis hosting the FMF?
I think, you know, I come from a tech background, me personally, so I've known about their 2030 initiative and the transition of the economy in Saudi Arabia. What I'm really impressed and I've come to appreciate recently is the transition that they're doing and applying to the mining and mineral sector. So I didn't realize how ambitious the Saudi Arabia ambitions were as it relates to critical minerals. Yeah. So it's very impressive.
And the MRT was interesting?
It was absolutely interesting. It was interesting to see both the developing countries and the developed countries. There is some alignment. And I think also there's very few places in the world where they can have such a diverse group of countries invited and participating.
Amidst all the geopolitical polarization.
Correct, correct.
Hey, Parliamentary Secretary, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you joining us on FMF TV.
Great to meet you. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, sir.